Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Copycat. And this movie came out in 1995, and it stars Sigourney Weaver and Elastigirl. No, I'm just kidding. Holly Hunter. She played Elastigirl in The Incredibles, for those who don't know. This movie had some good things about it, for sure. I'm not going to take that away from it. It does feel like a 90s movie, for sure. It does capture that tone in terms of like movies made for adults that were made in the 90s or something like that. A very average movie for the time. Not saying that as an insult necessarily, but that's the impression that I got from this movie. And the performances were good. I liked Sigourney Weaver. I enjoyed following her and Holly Hunter. And the movie didn't really drag on in terms of its pacing. That's not one of my critiques with it, is that it could have been a lot more boring than it actually was. Not saying like I was super attached to anything, but I did feel as though the pacing moved along and I wasn't bored out of my mind. And I did like some of the character dynamics, so that's one thing that kept me going through it. And the story wasn't a terrible story. I wasn't upset with it on its own. But one of my biggest problems with this movie is that the music sucked in this movie. I didn't like it at all. And it was also just distracting from every single scene that it was in. And if you removed the music entirely from this movie, it would be a lot better. I wouldn't be upset with it, and I would actually feel tension within certain scenes. But instead, we got music that's implying certain emotions, and it's very clearly going for those types of emotions, and it just fails at every turn because it's just the same thing that I've heard a billion times before, and you can very clearly understand what it's going for, and it just doesn't stand out. This movie is incredibly cheesy, and I know that was kind of a part of the time, but at the same time, it did make a lot of things difficult for me to take seriously, most notably with any antagonist character. The way they were talking and the dialogue that was given to them, it just came across as goofy to me, and I do feel as though one thing that helps me get into a villain in terms of like me being scared by a villain. Not saying this is the case all the time, but one thing that does help is if they don't really talk all that much. They're just characters who are very few of words and you don't see them. They're just this mysterious figure and they just do the job that they came there to do, and that's it. And you don't know what they're going to do or what their mindset is like. You can only make theories in terms of like the actions that they take. I wish that was the case for this movie because I do feel as though that would have been an improvement. Instead, we just got these annoying characters who just talk all the time. And the movie also shows you who the villain is pretty early on. And you get hints at their face that really annoyed me. Like, I would have preferred not to have seen the face of the antagonist the entire movie up until like a big reveal, because then it would feel appropriate. But instead, they show what he looks like right away, and it just comes across as like, okay, I know exactly when characters are going to die now. There were some scenes in this movie and characters that did feel pointless and just didn't need to be there by the end of the film. And I wasn't really attached to much in this movie. I was kind of with it in the opening scene, and then we get 13 months later, and I was like, okay, now we're kind of doing like a Scream type thing, or Scream 3, I guess. I know this movie came out before any of the Scream movies, but I was just thinking of those while watching this. Also, one thing that kind of let me down about this movie was just the way things were presented. It was just done in a way that you would expect, and it was like nothing special to me at all. Like, I was just hoping that there was going to be something about this movie's presentation that had me hooked, but unfortunately, that was just not this movie. I didn't get anything from this movie at all, and it was just kind of bad, and it was just a hollow experience overall. And also, there were points where Sigourney Weaver's character did remind me of the character of Beau from Beau is Afraid, which I kind of found a little bit of enjoyment from, but going back to topic, this movie just kind of reminded me of other films, and I just wish I was watching those movies instead. Like Benny's Video, that was another film that I was thinking of at a certain point. And also the last shot of the movie was just laughable to me. I thought it was the cheesiest thing in the world. And that's about all I have to say about Copycat. It was a copycat for sure. It wasn't the worst film I've seen, but it's nothing special to me at the same time. And if you want to watch it, it's currently on Netflix, but I personally would not recommend watching it. It just doesn't do anything to stand out from other movies that I've seen, and it's just a film that offered me nothing. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give Copycat a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Copycat, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.